What's going on, y'all? It's Brandon from Vegas, and welcome back to Won't You Be My Neighbor, the real estate podcast for you. As always, I am joined by my lifetime partner, Mr. Bill Gaylord. We'll get that right one of these days. And as always, we're here with Alexandra. Do not call her Alex, no matter how drunk you are. Her name is Alexandra. Thank you guys for joining as always.
Someone called me Alex on a podcast the other day, and I was like,
No,
whoa.
only Brandon can call me Alex.
no.
Just embrace it, yeah. So, guys, one of the big things that just happened in Vegas is that the announcement that Hollywood was moving to Vegas with the help of Sony and Mark Wahlberg, and it's just another step of like the California-Vegas connection, right? Yeah. Which further drives home our point of California houses versus Las Vegas houses. A large reason that Sony and the movie studios are moving here is the same reason people are buying houses here. It's just cheaper. When you talk about taxes, when you talk about the cost of land, the same reason that Sony is moving here, people are moving here. Yeah. And what's crazy is a lot of people in Las Vegas still think it's expensive here. And it's like, whoa, billion-dollar studios realize it's cheaper to live here. Why don't you? Right?
Right.
So today we're going to look at two houses and we're going to frame it from the position of this is just cheaper, right? Like it's just cheaper.
Overall, on every aspect, right?
Yes.
Especially gas when it comes to travel. You don't have to commute as far for work, all those things.
Yes. The land is cheaper. The labor's cheaper. The taxes are cheaper.
Food's the same.
Now it's gotten about that way, right?
And drinks are more expensive. But
Drinks can be more expensive here.
The cocktails are more expensive.
On
Right?
the strip.
Yeah.
So what's our first house today? We're always going to start with the Vegas houses, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start with the Vegas house. I think that's the best way to show people what's available out there. So our first house today is 4105 Abernethy Forest Plaza or Place in Las Vegas, Nevada, 89141. Okay?
And you haven't seen this yet, have you?
I have not. I like to come into these. I like to come into
these.
these completely raw. I think it's way better that way, right?
Okay, good.
Yes.
This house is listed for a little over $1,070,000, but that's okay. Good real estate agents can negotiate that back down to $1 million, right? It is 6 beds. I repeat, 6 beds, 5 bathrooms, 5,200 square feet. You are looking at essentially the modern day castle. Okay.
Look at that little Rapunzel balcony out there.
You know how they say the Rapunzel balcony? Yeah. I always call it like the Juliet balcony, like someone's gonna like poison themselves for the lost love, right? But Rapunzel sounds a lot better. Like
yeah,
or,
not as tragic.
What's the Tangled? The Tangled balcony? I guess
haven't
that's the.
seen it.
Yeah.
No.
That'll be a whole discussion for a whole different day. Okay. But look inside this thing. Alex, tell us.
So
sorry,
like,
Alexandra, tell us what you see inside.
So it looks like it was built either late 90s, early 2000s
Early 2000s.
early 2000s by the countertops, and I can just tell by the granite and the backsplash, which is a great era. It looks like because in that era they went from doing a kitchen and a great room separate, and they just made it into one large room. So you can see from that they expanded that. Look at, you got 6 bedrooms, so you can have lots of kids and a couple home offices.
Or throw some rad parties.
Or have a studio.
Look at that. They have it. It looks like a basement, which is something that Las Vegas, it does have a basement, which is something that Las Vegas did around that era. They tried that out. Some of the homes have it, some of the homes don't. So that's extra square footage that you wouldn't normally have. It looks like they have the fireplace right there off the master, which I love. I'm a huge fireplace fan. Doesn't look like it's been remodeled, but what originally went in looks very, very high quality. I can't tell if it's travertine or if it's tile floors. But
this is a house that we would call well-maintained, not remodeled, right?
Correct.
So the person moving in here, now again, if you're buying $1 million, I've yet to meet $1 million buyer who doesn't want to do some sort of customization to their home, right? But this isn't a home that you would need to break down from scratch, right?
No, you could move right in and say, let me save some of my monies and then come back a year later. It's absolutely turnkey and livable.
100%.
And you have that outdoor grill, which is beautiful. It looks like it's in a gated community also, which is very nice.
Yeah.
I don't think Southern Highlands.
Isn't it Southern Highlands?
Southern Highlands, yeah.
I don't think there's any way to get 5,200 square feet without the basement, right? Because if that was 5,200 square feet all on one or two stories,
house.
Yeah, essentially it's a 3-story house for Vegas concerned. If we were in the Midwest, the base
pool.
Yeah, and it's got a pretty nice pool, right?
Jacuzzi.
So what we're seeing in Vegas is for $1 million, you can essentially get a family estate. It's a place that a compound. Your kids could live there. You could live there. If you have an older family, mother and dad who live with you, they could live there, right? There's enough room for that multifamily living.
Multi-generational homes are huge.
Yeah.
Combining those families together, 6 bedrooms works perfect.
And when I'm paying $1 million, this is what I expect as the average home buyer.
Absolutely. We've talked about this many times in other episodes, that when you have $1 million, the mindset of $1 million, you want something extravagant, and it's something that just has this thought attached to it. And that's what we get here in Vegas. We're still able to accomplish that in Vegas.
Yes.
Someone says that house is stunning.
Keisha, for sure.
Keisha, that house is indeed
amazing.
Stunning. Yeah. The space. Yeah. So Keisha, imagine this, Keisha. You and your family live on the first 2 floors, and the basement is just for your kids to run around and make noise and be wild. So your kids can still be kids, but they're also not affecting, maybe if you work from home, you don't have to hear them as much because you have a full-on basement, right? Yeah. All right, so let's take a look.
And it's cool.
And it's cool,
down there,
100%. Yeah. Your kids have their feeling of like freedom almost, right? Like I've got this whole area to myself.
It's my spot, yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the Las Vegas home. So the Las Vegas home was 6 beds, 5 bath, about 5,300 square feet, right? Okay. Let's see what we have when we look at the LA home.
I'm interested to see the LA home.
Me too.
I am.
Me too. So the LA home is...
Oh, okay. Craftsman.
Yeah. It's 4230 Virginia Avenue, Los Angeles, California, 90029. So for those of you who are good with zip codes, it is currently listed at $1,050,000. So it's about $20,000 cheaper than the Vegas home, right? But that's actually not going to matter once we get to the mortgage side with Bill. You'll see why the $20,000 doesn't matter. It is, wait for this, guys, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 936 square feet. I'm going to repeat this again. It's $1,050,000. 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 936 square feet. Alexandra?
So I want to throw something out here.
Yes.
It's a cute bungalow.
I can't wait to get into this, but my first apartment was 550 square feet.
Okay.
And I went to Costco and bought saran wrap, and the saran wrap was 1,000 square feet. And so I'm looking at this. You can go buy saran wrap, and it can go throughout the entire square footage.
So you can saran wrap this entire house and have a little bit left over for the oven. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So describe the house, because they have remodeled it.
I have to say I love it. I absolutely love it because I love the exterior, the Craftsman. That's a World War II. I'm assuming was it okay? World War II style, very traditional for California. This has been upgraded. So this home was probably it's been turned. It's an investor that looks like put some monies into it, and they've definitely increased the price. What I love though is that it's maintaining a lot of the original feel, but they added a lot of modern things. So look at that tub. That tub obviously was not there in the 1940s.
Yeah.
They've added a great backsplash. The kitchen is remodeled. I love how they kept the original fireplace. It's probably not wood burning any longer. They added an island. They probably knocked down a wall and opened it up. But with 2 bedrooms, it's going to get really tight if you have lots of kids. It's definitely good for an executive couple that does not have children. They can have an extra room for an office. But that is a beautiful home. I love the blue door. I'm not going to lie.
It's quaint. It's cottagey.
Yeah. And
it's fantastic.
Think of all the saran wrap.
Yeah. For a couple starting their life, right? No kids yet.
This is great.
Great. But most people buy a home because they need more room for the kids, right?
Right.
And what we're going to break down now for you guys, because again, where you want to live and all that stuff is secondary today. Today, we're just going to talk about the cost. So Bill, help us break down what these houses cost. The Vegas house is $20,000 more expensive. So you would think it would have a higher mortgage.
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers. I'm not going to go through this too much, but in general, the Las Vegas house, 5 times larger than the East Hollywood house, 6 beds versus 2 beds, 5 baths versus 1 bath, 1922 home in Hollywood versus 2005 home in Las Vegas.
1922, that's crazy.
And the payment, we're assuming 10% down on both properties. The interest rate's going to be a little bit lower in California because it's a conforming loan amount. It's called a high balance conforming loan. In Las Vegas, that would be considered a jumbo loan.
Yep.
So interest rate a little bit higher. Those rates come from Mortgage News Daily.
Okay.
And great resource. You look at the principal and interest, not that big of a difference, about $300 and some. But look at the taxes. Taxes is crazy, right? For
That's
that
crazy.
5,200 square foot home, only $422 a month.
Yeah.
East Hollywood,
Yeah.
over $1,000 a month for the real estate taxes.
What you're seeing here is nuts. Okay. Not only is the interest rate higher on the Vegas home, not only is it $20,000 more expensive, but I'm still paying what?
A little bit less.
$40 less on a home that's five times the size.
And the home in Las Vegas is 20 years old versus 100 years old in California.
Yeah, when they remodeled that home in Los Angeles, did they fix the plumbing? Did they get you new ACs?
Questions.
Did they fix the
doubt
roof?
There is AC.
Right? Did they do? There might even be central air.
There's probably not central air, and you're probably doing your laundry in your backyard again.
I think this right here is the single best graphic, and I think when we repost these to social media, I think this is the perfect graphic to show people, because when people are looking for homes, especially first-time buyers, these are the three numbers that they focus on. There's a bunch of other numbers that matter. You know that. I know that. But they want to know the list price, the size, and how much it's going to cost me per month.
Correct.
Right? That Vegas house is about $7,700 per month, $7,754. The LA house is about $7,800 for 5 times the size.
5 times.
How in the world?
And a pool. It's got
so
much more.
And you're in Southern Highlands, and it's gated, and you have a country club, and there's golf. Right?
I mean, there's so much more. And honestly, the bullet train is probably going to be about an hour and a half to 2 hours max down to LA.
That's
so
crazy.
you could commute. So if you have to come,
do you know where it drops off in Las Vegas?
Where's that?
No, do we know where it does?
It looks like it's going to be right there on like Las Vegas and Blue Diamond, essentially.
Oh, okay.
Like right before the strip hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's right by this house then.
Yeah, 5 times smaller, Arthur. Right? Look at the family, Arthur. You need the 6 bedrooms with your family.
Yeah, Arthur Woods. I see a beautiful family, brother. Wow, such a big difference. Yeah, Arthur Woods. I see a beautiful family. Can your beautiful family live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home? That's all I'm saying. Can your kids live in a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home, 936 square feet?
You have to get creative with the bunk beds
That's
there.
Right.
Yeah.
And Keisha nails it. Victory for LV.
Yeah, pretty much. And here's the thing. We didn't just find any Los Angeles home. We tried to find one that's remodeled, that looks nice, that's a quality home.
Closest comparable.
It's the closest comparable. It really is.
It's hard to find them, honestly.
Someone on TikTok said ocean versus no ocean. If you're willing to live in 1,000 square feet, if living by the ocean is worth 4,000 square feet to you, I get it.
Throw out another thing, because I am a California girl. Where is this home in LA located? Is it by the ocean? Do you have to drive an hour to the ocean?
Well, everywhere you have to drive an hour to the ocean.
But that's what I'm saying. Is that home on the beach? I don't know.
Yeah,
exactly. So that's not. I really wouldn't add the ocean unless you are within, in my opinion, 15 minutes of the ocean. That's a beach house.
The thing that cracks me up about that is it takes me about 3 hours and 15 minutes to get from Las Vegas to the beach or to Huntington Beach or something like that, right? That's how much most people spend in their time in California, just driving to work, driving to get something to eat, right? Like the time you spend in a car on a daily basis is how long it takes me to drive to you and then just go home.
Right.
Yeah. So we can do this week after. What are your thoughts on the new buyer agent commission rules? Oh, I'll definitely love to get into that with you guys. A lot of people are scared about the new buyer agent commission rules because we react to change very poorly. All you guys need to know is the seller will still continue to pay commissions. If they choose not to, you simply won't buy their home. You'll say, hey, you're not being negotiable. We can't buy your home. We can't afford to, right? And it's that simple. Nothing's really going to change for most people. I sincerely and honestly believe that. Sellers and buyers don't like working together. We have a fundamental difference in representation. And if you think that's going to change because of some new law, it won't. We can't agree over tacos. We can't agree over politics. We can't agree over anything. And now buyers and sellers are going to magically come together about repairs, negotiations, who takes care of what. It's not going to happen.
I get really concerned because a lot of the buyers are saying, well, I'm just going to go direct to the listing agent, right? And that is what's called dual agency, which is like where the realtor represents both sides.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the listing agent will go in and get the listing, and the seller will have a very inflated opinion of their own value of their home. They think very highly of it.
Yeah.
So I think what's going to end up happening is a listing agent may list it high, and then when it goes into the negotiation, there's no one that's going to be able to really monitor the differences in value. They just won't do it.
We have a comment from Mr. Cause on TikTok. He says, one agent should handle both sides of the transaction.
No way.
Did you hear what Bill just said? Okay, listen, guys. I have done dual agency on multiple homes where I represent the seller and the buyer. And fortunately for me, I knew both sides as friends. So I was able to introduce both of them and be like, hey, you're my friend, you're my friend. I promise to represent both of you equally. But it's still very tough. One side may not want to repair this item. The other side may really want it repaired. Who's to say the selling agent is representing both of you fairly? You're putting a lot of faith into one person, and that's a tenuous and dangerous situation.
Yeah, and particularly for first-time home buyers,
you
have to have
someone's
representation.
not going to come out ahead.
Yeah, the seller's going to try and take as much as they possibly can, and the list price may be inflated to begin with.
Yeah.
For the listing agent to actually take 100%. The listing,
it's like,
and then they go, well, I'm sorry, these people are thinking it's low. Well, no, you told me it was this.
Oh,
there's a lot going on there.
Nate Clark said, I will go to the listing agent so I don't have to pay the fee. Okay, what if the listing agent hires his own inspector? What if the listing agent lets the seller hire the repair people and the repairs aren't done your way? Who do you trust? Who do you trust?
And what if the listing agent actually listed it for $35,000 more than it was really worth?
Yeah.
Who are you going to negotiate with?
Yeah. You shouldn't be an agent if you can't represent both sides and create a fair transaction. You're asking for, okay, imagine a lawyer representing the criminal and the person charging the criminal.
Excellent point.
And you're telling the lawyer, be fair to both sides. Well, no, I've got to keep this guy out of jail. I don't care about being fair. Guys, when I'm negotiating for you as a buyer's agent, I don't give a shit about fairness. I want you to make the most money and get the best deal. And when I'm negotiating as a listing agent, I don't care about fairness. I want my client to get the best deal. Guess what? Both people can't get the best deal in real estate. They can't. Someone's going to win. And how am I as an agent supposed to make sure that both sides win when they're usually, the seller wants a higher price, the buyer wants a lower price? How can I make both people win? Someone has to lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, I'm not freaking out about it. I'm really not. I'm more confident than most agents in this field because my whole life has been about change. So new changes don't scare me. I roll with the punches. I think we'll figure it out. It's like the water in Vegas. People are like, oh, what happens when Vegas runs out of water? We'll figure it out. Human beings always figure out solutions to problems. We react to new situations better than we think we will.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Instead of being what did you say last week about the buffalo?
Yeah.
Instead of the cows run away from the storm, buffalo charge into it. I'm a buffalo. I can't wait for the storm. I can't wait for agents to quit. Yeah. I cannot wait for all these agents to quit.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get buyer's commissions. I'm going to quit. Bye. See ya. I'm running into that storm.
You're going to run in, and there's going to be, actually, I think it'll be better. There's going to be better agents on the buyer side, and there's going to definitely be great agents on the listing side.
That's something we saw happen in the mortgage side once they required the education and the licensing, and it really, really weeded out a lot of the lenders that are like, oh, my cousin's friend's uncle whose kid is in kindergarten with my friend is a lender. Can they do your loan? No, that person doesn't do enough loans. That person doesn't know all the rules, the ins and outs and everything changing. That's not who you want to handle. You want somebody that is a buffalo.
100%. Nate Clark said the listing agent will work more for me for the sale gets done. Hey, Nate Clark, I'm the listing agent. I have 6 people writing offers on the home. Why do you think I'm going to treat you special, Nate? Nate Clark, I'm the listing agent. There's 5 people trying to work with me on the sale of the home. Why do you think I'm going to treat you special? I'm going to take whoever gives me the most money. This is what happens, Nate, when you try to put all your faith in dual agencies. You act like you're the only person who's going to be offering on that home. I'm going to get 6 offers on that home from 6 buyers that want to work with me directly. Guess what, Nate? If one of them's giving me more money, I'm just going to go with them. This is why we have buyer's agents in the first place, Nate. It's so that each individual person has their own representation in a multiple offer situation. You guys seem to not understand this. It's so funny. We go through a cycle where bad things happen. We find a solution to bad things, right? So buyers were getting ripped off in real estate because they had no protections. They were buying things with no due diligence, buying crappy houses. So we have buyer's agents to protect these people. And now we've done this for so long, people feel so safe that they're asking us to, it's like we're going back to writing on cave walls, you know, like with emojis and hieroglyphics.
Emojis.
Communication got so good that now we're going like reverting back in time to hieroglyphics. And that's how I feel with this whole situation.
So I have a question for you. Mm-hmm. So you get your listing agent. I don't know the answer to this. You're the listing agent. You get 6 offers. They're all coming directly to you. They're not bringing in a buyer's agent.
Yeah.
Are you going to go to the one that's lower and go, hey, you need to increase your
you're not gonna
offer?
waste your time.
You're not going to, what are you going to do, right?
If I'm a listing agent and I have 5 people writing offers on the house and none of them have representation, I'm looking at my seller and I'm going, jackpot. They have no representation. We're gonna beat them they're not reading some of these documents are 100 to 200 pages long. You're not reading them. Buyers don't read these paperwork. They don't have time. They have family, kids, jobs, work, school, husbands, boyfriends, dating, real life problems. They don't have time to read hundreds of pages of documents. Guess who does? Me and my team.
Yes.
That's what we get paid to do, is read these documents. So if I'm a listing agent and I have 5 buyers without representation, I'm taking whoever has the most money.
Of course.
That's the truth. That's 100% the truth.
Forrest, I see your comment. Nate wants to get scammed so bad. I'm going to say
he does. Nate wants to get scammed so bad.
No, I think part of it's just education. I'm the nice guy. He's he's going to tell it more, the truth.
Good cop,
but Nate,
bad cop.
Nate, I just don't think is educated on what can happen. So Nate, if you're going to buy a house, get representation so that you don't get messed up.
Yeah. Nate,
you'll get taken advantage of.
Nate,
Nate,
what you sound like is the girls who say that America is evil and scary and dangerous, and then they travel to other countries and they're like, oh, people still get kidnapped here, right? It's like we're so safe in our current lifestyle that we don't realize how bad things are outside of this bubble. And a lot of these buyers who are like, realtors are overpaid, I'm going to do it myself. I can't wait to take your money. This is just me being 100% honest. I'm always honest with my audience. If you're a buyer with no representation, we are going to get over on you at every single turn. I'm just being 100% honest. If you think you don't need representation, you're the guy who walks into court without a lawyer and you're like, I can defend myself. Jail. Jail is where your ass is going. Okay. Brandon from Vegas helped my wife and I buy our house, and it was a fantastic process. We heart Brandon.
Love it.
See, guys? There we go.
You do have a big heart.
No, I want the truth. I'm an investor. It works if you're the only buyer. Okay, see, Nate, you should have introduced yourself as an investor. Investors have what's called cash. So, Nate, the problem is you did not fully communicate with us what you were doing. You posed yourself as a normal buyer, but you're not a normal buyer. You're an investor. So you have the cash to overpay for properties, or you have the ability to pay cash to tempt sellers into selling you their house. It's okay, Nate. It's just a miscommunication, but I'm glad that you stuck around. I'm glad that you came back and explained to us that you're an investor. Yes.
And Nate, you're correct. If you are the only buyer, it could potentially help you.
Hey guys, think about this. This new law made it easier for investors to buy more houses. That's really the only person I see benefiting from this is investors. Because now investors can be like, oh, yeah, I'll take that house. I don't need representation. I got cash. Give me your house. And they're going to just skip right past the process. Investors, I'm about to lose probably half my investor list. Because they're going to be like, I don't need you anymore. I'm just going to buy the house directly.
Yeah.
Good for them, man. Good for them. But normal people, the middle class, as always, is going to get completely screwed.
I think it's a first-time home buyer.
Yeah.
I feel that to me is the biggest. I feel for them.
Thank you, D Money. Thank you.
Yeah.
We should do a giveaway.
Go for it. We got eyes right now.
You guys, no. We should do a giveaway. We should start doing a giveaway for the people on YouTube. I think that's something that can be really fun.
That would be fun.
We should do a giveaway. Okay, hey guys, if you're watching on YouTube and if you're watching right now on TikTok, next Thursday when we do this and we go live, me and Bill are going to do, Bill and I, that's the correct way to say this. Bill and I are going to do a huge giveaway for you guys. We'll come up with something that's like ridiculous and over the top. If you live in Vegas, maybe I'll do a paid dinner for you.
Ooh.
And then if you're not in Vegas, me and Bill will just
we'll fly out and take you to dinner.
Bill's words do not stand in line. We'll just like we'll send you guys what a dinner cost so that you guys can take your family to dinner.
Nice.
But here's the rule: if we send
Arthur, you can take your whole family.
And Arthur, you can take your whole family.
Yeah, but we'll do it the next time.
I'll do the giveaway. I'll do the giveaway
Oh,
still.
Yeah.
I'll still do the giveaway for people who come over to the YouTube channel. I'll go live on YouTube and we'll still do the giveaway. Okay? So guys, sorry not Creamery. Shoot. Oh man. Fly me out from Detroit. No. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Hey guys, everybody who watched on YouTube, thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate you. We at Flores Hydrographics, you're already giving away all this information. Flores, I'm so glad that you are so thankful. I would like to thank my two guests, Alexandra.
Yes.
Don't ever call her Alex or you're a bad person.
Absolutely.
Alexandra, thank you for always bringing your insight and your general humor and personality
Didn't
to
give
the
you
show.
my animal fact. Yeah, I've been waiting.
You have a good one today?
Beta fish.
Is there an alpha fish? Does the alpha fish have sex with his wife?
Robert has it all ready to go.
Yeah, I know. Robert and I had a meeting while you guys were over here on TikTok. So beta fish live 2 to 5 years. What's interesting about them, I've talked about fish before, is the male builds the nest, which is different. I guess this seems to be pretty standard in fish communities. I didn't know that, and also bird communities.
Okay.
So the male builds the nest. This particular male builds it out of bubbles, a bubble nest.
And then just puts the eggs like
They put the eggs in the bubbles, around the bubbles. And even if there is not a mate present, the male will still make a nest.
So are crypto scammers bubble fish because they're putting all their eggs in a bubble?
Is the fish full of
Did you guys see what I did there?
gas or what?
No, they just make it's from their mouth. They make bubbles out of their mouth.
Oh, okay.
Beta fish also have a special organ, and I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, labyrinth organ. And it allows them to breathe oxygen into very stagnant water. So these fish come from Asian communities like Cambodia, Vietnam, and they're native to the rice farms and the rice area, which is very stagnant water. So they don't need to be cleaned that often, and they can just kind of find air.
So this would have been a better fish for you to have other than the goldfish?
Other than doughy. You have to bring that up.
Well, I didn't know.
Remember when you murdered a goldfish?
Yes, I do remember when I murdered my son's goldfish. But you know what? Maybe a beta fish.
Maybe a beta fish.
You got to bring that up.
Might be a little bit.
It would have fought back. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the male are aggressive. But anyways, I just thought that was interesting. And this, a beta fish would be great in a 6-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom.
Yeah.
In the words of Andrew Tate, don't be a beta fish, be an alpha fish. All right, guys. Make sure you guys run your numbers with Bill Gaylord. If you're watching this on TikTok, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you contact Bill at billgaylord.com. Listen, guys, I just did this with Bill. He did a live consultation with me. Took 20, 25 minutes tops, and mine was complicated. I have a bunch of tax stuff and it's self-employed stuff. If you're someone who's working on a W-2 and your numbers are consistent, Bill, you can get him in and out of there very, very quickly.
Yes, less than a half hour.
Less than a half hour. It's not scary. Bill is the good cop. I'm the bad cop. If you guys are scared to call me, I understand, because I'm gonna beat it in your head that you got to do better. But Bill is going to be nice. He's going to go over everything that you guys need to know, and it's completely free. Free 99.
Free.
Yeah, free.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zip. Zilch. Nada.
And I'm your cheerleader. I want you to get into a house.
Yes.
It doesn't
So
matter
I'm
where.
gonna help you.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Bill is also qualified to help you in almost every state: Nevada, California, Utah, Oregon, Miami, North Carolina. You guys know the drill. All 50 states, Maine, Vermont, even the little crappy tiny ones up there in the Northeast that we all forget about, right? Vermont, Rhode Island, Montpelier, whatever. He can work all those states as well. And it's free. BillGaylord.com. All right. As always, I'm Brandon from Vegas. You can find this ugly face all over the internet, unfortunately. Type in Brandon from Vegas on YouTube, Zillow, Realtor, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that crap. You'll find me. If you have a question, reach out to me directly. There's a direct link in my link tree in the description and in all my social media that you guys can fill out the real estate form. And yeah. Oh, Alexandra, where do they find you?
Alexandra Herbushka.
Alexandra Arbushka.
There we are.
Arbushka. That is
it
the
is.
most fun name to say in
It is.
the whole world.
I
Arbushka. Arbushka. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. This has been our favorite stream so far. Keisha, Flores, D Money, Joey. Thank you guys for reaching out and commenting. Arthur Woods, we appreciate the comments. As always, on TikTok, on Thursdays, we do a live podcast. So if you guys want to join in on the fun, if you guys want to see what we're looking at and discussing, make sure to jump over to the YouTube Live. We're going to start using YouTube more and more to give you guys more education. And Bill will be gone next week, but I will do the best to cover for Bill with some smart information for you guys. And we'll keep this train rolling. Thank you guys for your time. And as always, come and be my neighbor.